Is Rohingya problem a serious humanitarian issue? That's what the world would have to believe. ANM News carried out an undercover operation and it came out with startling disclosures. Maungdaw, the heart of Rohingya problem. Villages like Khamung Shek, Yaba Kau, villages like Boli Bazar, Furanfara, Lamufara, in Akwap Town, Bagoli, Fansi, Badawa. These are all affected areas in Maungdaw, Rathidang and Buthiduang areas. ANM News had people because the Myanmar military doesn't allow reporters to go inside those areas. It's very dangerous also to get into those areas. But we took the help of a lot of local boys to get information out of those places. What exactly is going on now? Our undercover reporters went to Cox's Bazar and Taknaf. Taknaf and Cox's Bazar are just on the border with these areas. We covered villages like Nolboinna, Hawabil, Mangda, Kudong, Hadirbil, and these are all areas in Maungdaw, Bathiduang and Rathidang, and these are all areas which have been devastated by these problems. We went to Khamung Shek, we went to Yaba Cow village where massacres had taken place, people had died. What actually we found out, ARSA is the basis of all the problems. Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army, led by a guy called Ataullah Abu Ammar Jununi. Karachi born, studied in Saudi Arabia, indoctrinated, took his training guerrilla warfare in under the leadership of Taliban and funded by the Saudis and the ISI, Inter-Service Intelligence of Pakistan. Money is flowing in from the Middle East, a lot of money for the ARSA people, and ARSA is the basis of the problem. It's not a humanitarian problem. It's slowly the entire Rohingya issue is turning out to be a terrorist issue, a terror problem. It's a war against terror that Myanmar is fighting. It's a war against terror that Bangladesh is fighting. It's a war against terror that India is slowly going to fight. Already these three are hugely affected countries. Coming to think of it, Buthiduang, Maungdaw and Rathidang areas dominated by Muslims, so much so that 85 to 90% of the population there are Muslims. That's what we found out. That's what our internal investigation indicated. Then what? ARSA. They went around these villages, as I mentioned, Boli Bazar, we spoke to people, Faran Bazar, we spoke to people there, Khamung Shek, we spoke to people, the Hindus, we spoke to people like Binabala, Rajkumari, Forbila. They are all survivors of the genocide unleashed by ARSA, and they all mentioned that ARSA and Ataullah and this gang wanted this area to be an Islamist area. They say this is our land. Buddhists and Hindus and others have no place to say. So this is more of a fundamentalist threat. It's a fundamentalist problem. It's a terrorist problem. ARSA, where are the ARSA getting their money from? How the money is being sent to the ARSA people? Where are they getting arms and ammunition from? They've got the latest AKs, the latest landmines, and they got the latest all hardwares, military hardwares, enough to take on the Myanmar Army in the Arakan region, in Maungdaw, Bathiduang and Rathidang areas, and bordering Bangladesh. Where are they getting this thing from? We went and visited the camps. We found out that yes, Bangladeshis have taken a lot of precaution. Bangladeshi government, the camps are there, but then undercover ARSA is very, very active. A very close associate of Nurul Alam. Nurul Alam is the dreaded militant who was shot dead by Rapid Action Battalion, RAB of Bangladesh, after an encounter. He is an ARSA member. He was wanted in several incidents of crime. The dreaded associate of Nurul Alam, a guy called Sadiq, who is very close to Ataullah and who is the second in command there of ARSA. after Nurul Aman. Sadiq is very, very active there. The entire group of ARSA people are active in those areas. We spoke to a lot of ARSA militants. Unfortunately, none of the people we spoke to are willing to come in front of the camera. The ARSA militants took away our cameras, took away the mobile phones, took away everything. They just wanted to have a word with us. In the militarized zone of Maungdaw, of Khamung Sheikh and other Bathiduang areas, there is no question of any people coming in front of the camera and speaking. But then it's a dangerous scenario. It's a terrorist scenario. Bangladesh needs to act. India also needs to act, because Rohingyas are slowly getting into crime and other terror activities in India. They are migrating to India as well. Myanmar, of course, is sitting on a volcano, as a terror volcano. It's very, very pertinent. Despite whatever the United Nations findings are, despite whatever the world or the Western world would have to believe, or the Western media believes, but then the situation at the ground level is completely different. Find Ataullah, get him, get ARSA, control ARSA. That's a terrorist organization, breeding terrorist organization funded by ISI and the Taliban, with links to the Taliban. Get them, and then the Rohingya problem will be solved. It's very difficult to believe at the ground level, because the kind of genocide that ARSA had committed, they are trying to stop the Rohingyas, the Muslims, from returning, putting a sense of fear among the thousands and the lakhs of Rohingyas settled down in camps in Cox's Bazar and Teknaf, stating that once they return, situation will worsen. Because if such a situation persists, it helps ARSA grow. It helps them recruit people. It helps them get funds from the Muslim majority Middle East countries. It helps them to get the weapons. They thrive on such issues, on such controversies. ARSA needs to be stopped. India needs to act. Bangladesh needs to act. And Myanmar needs to act. Avijit Nandi Majumdar with associates in Maungdaw and reporters in Cox's Bazar and Teknaf, reporting from Rakhine in Myanmar for ANM News.
Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and also click the bell icon to get the latest updates.